vibrations, sweet babies. Okay, so those of you who are just stopping by, my name is Hannah, aka Bunny, better known as Bunny on the interwebs. And I like to pull oracle cards. That's what I usually do, but I'm always reading energy and reading into energy on a collective level, kind of who's in my net, if you will, so to speak. And if you found yourself here, welcome. Seems you're part of the collective that I'm channeling into and feeling into. And I'm doing a very specific energy reading today, and I don't actually have my cards, okay? This is just coming from, this is coming off the dome, all right, off the rip. I am not one to do, like, relationship readings, although with my trauma-informed background in somatic psychology and just living a holistic, full life, I do have the awareness that we are in relationship to everything. To everything. I'm in relationship with the cup of coffee on my living room table right now, with the plant on the other table, with my dog resting on the front porch, who you may hear from at some point in this audio. He does like to chime in. Everything that exists around me, I have some kind of relationship with, because we as human beings are relational creatures. So I do reference relationship dynamics in all forms. This could be business partnerships, this could be family, this could be literally, like I just said, the way in which you relate to things as an individual person. This could be romantic relationships, but let's decenter that. Okay, friends? Because that's the tweet. That's the reading. We're coming back to this really empowered, solid, rooted, soulful, grounded self. And like I said, this is a very specific energy reading that I want to read into, because it's really clear and specific to me that that's who this is for. And I'm speaking to those who feel like they are connected to their masculine energy, or who feel they show up in this world in a very masculine way. However you identify, it's not really my business. I'm reading energy. So, you're safe. You're welcome here. You're not judged. Let's talk. Okay, because something is telling me that you are feeling a call, and it feels like this, it feels like it's coming from the heart space, but I want to just acknowledge that the heart space is really needing tended to by coming back to your full self. So we're actually moving the energy down into the solar plexus area, through the sacral, through the root chakra. Men are often told that being, and I know I just said men, and listen, I think this is true specifically for male identifying people. Those of you who might be feeling more like a they, or in tune with their feminine energies, might not relate to this so much. But men are often told that in order to feel connected to themselves, to their power, to their strengths or whatever, it has to come from the sacral place, which is like the energy of creation. It's the energy of sexuality, and why so many men kind of cling their identity, I'm sorry to laugh, but it's true, come on, to that region of their being. But what I'm feeling into is this real aching and yearning from the other lower energy centers in the body that's like, what about me? What about my gifts? What about what I contribute? And that's exactly what's showing up for you is this feeling of like, what about me? Like, where am I in this world? Where am I in this dynamic? I'm losing myself. I've lost myself, losing purpose, losing connection, losing a sense of stability, a structure, rooted, grounded. That is where this energy is asking for acknowledgement, receptivity, to be held, to be nurtured, to be held and cradled. And it has to come from you first. It has to come with you. You can go and find tender, nurturing externally, and it may come from a feminine being. It might start to show up for you where you need to tend and nurture through this connection. However, it has to come from you first. Coming into divine union with yourself is so important for you right now, masculine identifying people. So, the same, I would say, path that divine feminines, or those who decided to harness their feminine gifts and live in their true femininity so that they could feel balanced and feel centered and feel in tune with their gifts and so on and so forth. The same pathway is useful, I would say, for you as well, masculines, because it is about rewilding, decentering anything outside of you and your connection to life and the nature in which you exist in this life, and coming back home to you and your most, I would say, I don't want to say pure, but I want to say in like your innocence, in your vulnerability, when everything else is stripped away, when the masks are gone, when the facades are let go of, when the strength that you've needed to endure and persevere is no longer required. What is there in that stillness? And it's going to be very useful for you masculines in order to find moments of stillness, because as much as the masculine gifts of action are so true for you, movement inherently belongs to feminine. So if you're looking to come back to your grounded, right, with flow, with water, right, and you are the border that contains, you are the rocks and the riverbeds along the flowing stream so that it has a course of action. It doesn't tear through the soil. It doesn't erode at the earth and form various cavities. No, you are strong. You are the rocks and the moss and the soil. Yes, you are so loyal and true to who you are, that this ever-flowing, momentous, is that the word I'm looking for? Movement of the water has direction, can feel a sense of flow. It's not pooling up. It's not lost amongst the earth. It's just flowing. Okay, so we have our neighbors out going for a walk, which means Troy might say hey to them if you hear him barking. The most subtle bark ever, because he's just saying hi. No need to get all rowdy about it. Stillness is going to really be medicine for you in this healing portion, where you are probably the type of masculine who's actually very tapped into and turned on with their feminine energies. You can feel your emotions. You can intuit. you can see symbols and messages around you. You are connected to a source energy that moves and guides you. You are connected to other people. You're present. And in that presence is where you're learning that you can actually feel safe fully to drop into both. To be fully in the moment, to be still, to be witnessing. And I'm sorry if I just dinged the microphone a little bit there, headphone users. I'm trying to hold this in a way and record this in a way that the audio is a little bit better. So yeah. I think the way that you are looking at situations, your perspective is shifting and changing. You're in a place in your life where you're now able to see, like, from a bird's eye view, like the bigger picture. And this is allowing you to kind of feel into that stillness, drop into space. You may feel like less energy in your, or I don't want to say energy, activity in your lower body. Like you can sit down, and maybe at one point you were a foot shaker, or like a foot bobber. Your knee would bob, or you had to have a lot of activity in. Ooh, a hummingbird. Yes, exactly that. Like you would be constantly in motion, right? Because the hummingbird is able to like hover. And did I just see, wow, so much bird medicine is showing up right now. You need to be looking at birds, spending time with birds, learning bird symbolism. I cannot stress this to you enough. This is actually really powerful and potent for you. But hummingbirds are able to hover and look like they're floating like the helicopters of the birds, if you will, because they are in constant motion. You are not meant to be in constant motion anymore. You might notice that your lower body isn't moving as much because you are dropping into your grounded, your birthright to feel here, to feel safe to be here. And no matter where you are home. No matter where you are planted, you can bloom. You are rooted in your sense of self, rooted into this existence. You don't need to have some kind of mystical, ethereal symbolism to tell you that you're where you need to be at this point. It's time for you to feel it and trust that in your body and in your truth. So there was another kind of message that was coming through that made me want to actually come on here and do a quick reading. I am going to keep this one relatively short, just mostly because the message is so potent and direct, and I think that's really the energy that you're dropping into. It's like that it's just you are. This very I am that I am, solid, present, rooted, yes, here. Like I am solid, and I am witnessing, and I am here. Like, ooh, that just like ignites the divine feminine within me. That just like excited my feminine energy to even think of that, because it's like actually what might feel really simple to you, or is becoming so simple to you, is actually so rare. And you need it just as much as the feminines in your life need it. You know what I mean? And I mean all of them, every single one, because feminine energy is meant to flow into your life in many different forms and in many different ways. It can come from the earth. It can come from the oceans, right? Like it can show up in many different ways. It does not have to come through one energy center. It does not have to come through one person in a very specific romantic sexual way. Like, no, you are actually meant to connect to feminine energy through the heart space. Yes, beautiful Cardinal just came out to confirm that, like, your familial heart energy, your familiar, because the feminine is the heart space, like that space is actually the most powerful and beautiful way to connect to this. And you might want to start thinking about your lineage and how you're connecting to the feminines in your lineage. But back to the message that I wanted to speak on specifically was that okay, so I have, yeah, and this is a female cardinal, which is really interesting that she came out instead of like a vibrant, bright cardinal. It's like, no, she was like, this is specific. And there's a lot of grandmother symbolism coming through. I said this in another reading recently, and I think it's very true for this, whoever's showing up for this collective as well. There might be a shift in some dynamics for you in the upcoming future. Don't be weary, don't be scared. This is very divinely protected and orchestrated by, I want to say, a grandmother spirit. This has had nothing to do with you. You have literally played like no part in this, maybe just in your constant motion, doing, finding the honey, finding the sweetness in your own life, doing your own thing. There's been something shifting and changing around you beyond anything that you've even been thinking about or focusing on. And there's a specific grandmother energy that's building cobwebs or spider webs around specific areas that energy that's been shifting and changing is like getting caught up. And maybe it can't keep up with you. Maybe it's just like getting completely blocked and tangled up in this grandmother energy's web, okay? Because spiders do represent grandmother energy and generations and how it thinks about everything so intrinsically outward from beyond it. And something's getting caught up in it, and it's allowing for a shift and for a change in the energy around you. And you can definitely say thank you to like some kind of grandmother, very maternal, but I want to say elderly maternal energy that's like, like if there's one thing I can do, it's like I can stitch together this little web and watch how powerful your grandmother really is. Okay. But how do I bring up this next little tidbit here in like a nice way? I'll just speak from my own experience. Like, I have a type. I love myself a wild boy. Their appearance might vary over the years of the people that I've been drawn to and dated, but naturally, it's funny, but yeah, all in all, they have like this kind of similarity in the sense that they kind of like to go back to the basics. They're a little bit wild, aren't afraid to be the life of the party, aren't afraid to be themselves and let loose. And I think that was really helpful for me in my own journey of rewilding, to like be around masculines who felt safe and comfortable in letting out their wild child energy. Okay, so when it comes to like women with rewilding, let's talk about this, because these type of women who do that work, I'm not going to say women, I'm going to say feminines, right? Of all kinds of people. I'm trying to be conscious, okay? Bear with me if I have to correct myself. I'm trying. Because it's very easy to get caught up in like the 3D, but it's not. It's so not that. It's so much more than that. And that's like really where you're coming from when you slow down. You're like, oh, wait a second. It's not even about that. It's about the energies at play here. It's about the way that, you know, we're connecting on a spiritual, energetic level, and there's more to this, and there's layers to this, and it's with each and every person, and it's with everything. Yes. You're noticing when those things throw you off of balance, whether it's a physical thing, whether it's an activity, whether it's a relationship, you're feeling the energies, and you are now here in this time and space, especially as you listen along to my readings, understanding how they are playing in your energy and how, somebody you might have recognized as somebody was playing in your energy, just playing in it, just having a grand old time, not being aware of how it affects you, not being aware of whether you are comfortable or uncomfortable, like just playing in your energy, because your energy is a really beautiful, the birds are active today, is a really beautiful place to be. Okay, but not everyone deserves access to your energy. Okay? So when it comes to rewilding for the feminine, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. That's why these women, I'm sorry, I keep saying it. That's why because I've done it with a lot of women, but I love seeing more and more now that there are just so many inclusive spaces where people are just feeling safe to heal. And yes, I had a male identifying person in my dance liquid motion class, and the way he was just like so soft and fluid and just comfortable in himself, and it was all for him. Like, he was very polite, but like it was a him experience. He was there for something, and I loved that. You know what I mean? So when it comes to rewilding for divine feminine, trying to heal that feminine energy, trying to come back to that space, there's a lot of needing to seek out specific spaces for that, because it's raw, it's real, it's messy. It is finally deciding to emote after being told that feeling is wrong in a society that does not care about your energy centers, but yet there is this big, open, ooey gooey existence of emotions and humanness that is like begging to be felt and expressed. And so a lot of feminine people, to heal that feminine energy, 222 on the timestamp, this might be something that you want to do for yourself in order to connect with more feminine energy in your life, masculines, because this is definitely a reading specifically for masculines. Just gonna keep it a buck. And they feel it, and it looks messy, it looks scary, but it's so real and powerful that it awakens and ignites something that brings this real stillness, right? So once the feminine is able to feel that safety of the masculine within themselves, of like, okay, I can feel here, I'm ready to witness my emotions, I'm ready to hold space for my emotions, I'm ready to build a bigger threshold and capacity to experience my emotions, so that I am no longer dysregulated in a world that tells me that I cannot feel even though I feel. Okay? And then expressing that, feeling like it's okay to be fluid, it's okay to move the body, express how you're feeling through your body. There's also a lot of feminines who do a rewilding through connecting to their body with their menstrual cycle, and you're probably like, this is a masculine energy reading, why did I just hear the word menstrual? Listen, this is wild. It is human nature. It is the body, and that's exactly what you are needing to. The feminine energy will lead the course, right? It sets the intention. Now the masculine energy must follow and take action in order to see that intention come to fruition. This is true for self. This is true in relationships with other people, dynamics. 24 is significant. And this is true for just how you want to exist in the world or see things come to shape in the world. There must be intention, and then there must be action and creation that follows, right? And it is this ever going thing that occurs. So with feminines, right, there's this rewilding that happens when they're like, okay, I'm going to listen to the fact that I have a body and that it bleeds and that it hurts and that it's asking me for something. And what you may not know, masculines, is that we actually have a really, really intimate connection with our womb, with our whole system, and our bodies feel it, and our bodies change and our bodies will actually go through completely unique hormonal cycles, which is a 28-day cycle that has a wealth of information about the person bleeding if they are looking at it, if they are in tune with it, and if they are aware of it. It can tell you what her main emotions were for that month. It can tell you what they were eating, how they were living, their patterns, their routines, their exercise. There's a lot of information there in a world that has said that they're not supposed to let it stop them for even a moment. Don't even think about it. Don't even recognize it. Don't even talk about it, in fact. Now it's your turn, masculines, to decide how you can connect back to your most primal nature and self. Look at your body. What is it that it is asking for and needing truly in order for it to feel like it is just here doing what it's meant to in this time and in this space? So there might be like, when I think of like the wild feminine, the feminine who is rewilding to come back to the very sacred experience of being in their body, there's a lot of like barefoot, going into nature, breathing into nature, breathing into the womb space, breathing in the air. It is naked in the water. It is, singing to the trees. It is full on get into your most primordial space. And I think, I can't really speak too much on this. I think this is a journey that's supposed to unfold for you, yes, and I'm here to maybe help you ignite this new pathway towards rewilding. And maybe there is a feminine energy in your life who is very much wild. She is so expressed. She is so in her truth. She is so safe in her being. She is so tapped in, tuned in, turned on, and you're ready to follow suit. How do you step into this? Get barefoot, go into nature, breathe in nature, right? Follow those same pathways, but listen to your being. Listen to what feels true in your body. They say that the masculine or male cycle is a day long. So what does that mean for you? What is it that helps you feel rooted, solid, grounded? What kind of foods do you need to be eating to help you feel rooted into the ground? Look at root chakra foods. Look at solar plexus foods. Maybe start building your eating around that to help you come back into your body and restoring those energy centers. I'm feeling like, you need to dance around fire. You need to yell out to the moon. You need to be bare-chested and bare chest it, just the fire, I'm feeling like a lot of fire energy. I feel like also what is very true, and I know this because I've always, like I said, my type has always been wild boys. And when it comes down to it, the same as like wild women, they like to just bear it all. Like just there's something so freeing and liberating about being in your body and unclothed and like skinny dipping or dancing around a fire, or being, for me, I love being around my women who also feel empowered in their bodies and without like thinking about anything other than just being a human, doing human things and being completely connected to your wild nature. Do that with other men. Why is it that you feel like you can't? Explore that. What's there? there might be something that needs nurturing there. There really might be some more information for you. And there surely will be more information for you about yourself. The more that you let go of this feeling like you're supposed to wake up like a soldier, wake up every day, live the same day. You're feeling like lack of purpose, lack of motivation, like the fire in your belly isn't going out. Why are you afraid to do things? Why are you holding yourself back? You feel this urge to live and be expressed and go after amazing things, but yet you keep holding yourself back. Why are you feeling like in order to be accepted, understood, and appreciated, you have to do things in a very specific, systematic way, when in truth the system was built to keep you from shining in your truest and greatest form? For you to be a part of a society instead of an individual in community. And you're feeling this, and I can tell you're feeling this, and you feel silly for feeling this because you're supposed to do this, and you're supposed to take care of this, and you get this done, and it's good until it hurts in your core, until it hurts in your being, until the days are showing up on your face and you're like, this isn't what I want. And you, just as much as anyone else, just as much as the free-spirited feminine in your life that you might be really awestruck by, deserve to feel that sense of wild connection to life, to your purpose, to existing in this world, and doing so in a way that actually feels resonant to your mind, body, and spirit. And that's why your body is needing the appreciation and recognition right now. Rewild, connect to nature, get in the dirt, get into the elements, connect to the circadian rhythm of life. I think right now your body is really needing to wake up with sunlight and go to sleep and feel tired as the sun goes down. I'm here in the Northeast right now, and it's starting to get chilly already here at the end of August. It's a bit early, but it's happening, and the sun is going down a little bit sooner than it was all summer long. And instead of dreading this natural occurrence, this natural change in the seasons, I dare you, masculine, to challenge it. Challenge these seasons. Challenge the change in the season. Challenge and chase those sunsets and sunrises. And watch your connection to your day-to-day life completely change, right? Because like I said, the masculine is actually a day-to-day cycle. And if you're struggling with your day-to-day, you're like, oh my God, my day-to-day is just the same old shit, different day. Like, no. You're not in your magic. You're not in your body. You're not in this life. Not in the way that you need. Not in the way that you're craving. Okay? And I don't need to preface that. I think you know what I mean. I think you're a genuinely fantastic person. You're probably a very hard worker. You probably have a lot of gifts and strengths to offer the world. But you feel like you just can't use them. You feel like you're just stuck in this rat race day-to-day routine, and it's just not feeling the way that it's meant to feel, and you know it, and you felt it, and you've seen it, and maybe a divine feminine showed it to you. And now it's time for you to rewild and connect to that intention for yourself. Yeah, get naked, man. Dance around a fire. Pound on your chest and scream at the moon. It's time for that. It's time for you to do things that are supposed to make you look crazy but feel so fucking good. And it's time for you to be around men. It's time for you to be around masculines. It's time for you to be around all kinds of people, and for you to just sit there and witness, experience it, take it in. You don't have to say anything. You don't even have to like it. But it's time for you to witness life instead of feeling crushed by it, shrunken by it, small by it. Like, you have no power in this world. Your power needs to come from your identity and living in your body, feeling good and strong and safe and connected to this experience, not from the just the creator energy space of, you know, bringing things into the world, so to speak. There's more to your body. There's more to your strength. There's more to your gift. There's more to you being connected here in this world. And you're ready for it. You're ready for it. It's time for you to be a wild child, to stretch out those shoulders, arms raised out to the sky, head held high. Sorry, headphone users, I was stretching with you. And let that voice be heard, but also find stillness. Sit, watch, take it in. Take it in the way that you're seeing it. You're just seeing it, and it doesn't have to mean anything. You can just see this world and inherently know that you are part of it. You are just as much a part of this world as anything else. You are just as much a part of this world as the trees and the grass and the stars and the whole sky. You are it. And I'm really hoping that this, like I said, sets you forth. And I know this ended up being 36 is significant, a lot longer than I had intended. But I really wanted to read into this because I think it's really an important chapter that you're stepping into. And I'm wishing the very best of things for you. Let me know how your journey goes. Let me know what you do to rewild and connect to your masculine strengths and gifts here in the earthly plane, right? Not just the gifts of your divine, essence, but here in the earthly plane, in your body, right here, right now. That's so fucking cool, and I'm really excited to see and hear from my collective how that shows up for you. So I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll talk to you soon.